Hi, welcome to day 79 of my Munro challenge. Today I'm walking routes 103. I'm parked underneath the dam at the end of the glen. Today we're walking two Munros, Meall Buidhe, which is the yellow rounded hill, and Stuchd and Lochain, which is peak of the little loch. So it's up and down, probably have a sandwich back in the van and then up and down the next one. So there we go, that's the plan. So we'll start by skirting the underside of this dam, head up the glen. So we're pretty much heading straight up the fell side. Just a quick look round. That's the second Munro. So this path track going up the Munro side, very squelchy, boggy, but we have had an awful lot of rain this last 36 hours, so it's to be expected. So it's a very rounded, featureless hill really, in comparison to its neighbour that we're going up next. Much more angular. It's going to be exciting, that one. So we're just approaching the end of the shoulder. Now that point there is 917 metres. So I think the top's another 20 metres or so higher along the shoulder. Once we get there, there's the summit over there. Won't be long. There now. So here we are, Meall Buidhe. If and cue, the clouds have just come in. Wow. That other top over there is 912, it's 20 metres lower. Not a lot to see, is there, Stan? First sighting of the dam. Looking back up. There you go. There's the dam, parked just in front of it. So time for a sandwich. So we're just walking away from the dam again. Part 2 of the day. Just following this lane before we cut off onto the hillside. So there we go, the Giora Dam. We're heading up here. Wow. So there's a cairn here and left turn. I'm afraid we're going to skirt right the way. We're not going straight over, we're kind of running diagonally across. That's how best describe it. So you see the path diagonally meandering across this fell side, ever so gradually making its height until this point here, where all of a sudden it turns and goes straight up. So this is where the fun begins. Very, very wet, very boggy. It's a good job I put dubbing on my boots last night. This footpath is a stream, a burn. Wow, you do make your height extremely quickly. Some weather's coming in. I thought I'd just try and get a view before we're engulfed in cloud again. So we've just picked up this line of fence posts. First Munro this morning. And we're heading up following these fence posts now. Up to this first top, 888 metres. So that's why they call it Hill of the Lochain. Little loch down there. Wow. Nearly there now. There we go. So the last push. That's the top up there. Bradley's looking knackered. Here we are, Stuchd Lochain. You can see Meall Buidhe over there. Wow. Now where's the little lock gone? There we are. Absolute fabulous scenery. Right, we're going to retrace our steps all the way around there, drop down the very steep bankside back to the reservoir. Just looking back at the top, we've followed the ridge line back. Just got to drop down into this little beelac, climb up to the 888 spot height, then the steep descent. There you go in the background, first Munros. We've got away with the weather, I think. There's a rainy day forecast. So, first view of the dam. Let the fun begin. Well, that's all the silliness done. We've come down that ridiculously steep, all I can call it is a burn. And we're back onto this path now, which cuts across and meets up with the dam down to the car. Happy days. Hi, welcome to day 79 of my Munros challenge. Today I walked route 103. It's Tuesday the 10th of May and we parked at the dam at the end of Glen Lyon. Awful forecast today, so I think we've got away with it. I mean, it's raining now. It pretty much rained all the way driving back. I'm still based in Killing, and they've decided to do roadworks on the road between Lawyers and the bridge. So effectively they're putting an 11-mile diversion in for me to get to the start of this walk today, which all adds to the fun. So parked at the dam, and you pretty much that's your centre point. So I decided to travel light today, leave my lunch and everything in the van, smaller rucksack, and less to carry. Fabulous. So Meall Buidhe, very, very, very boggy. It's a pretty steady gradient from the off. It didn't really alter all the way up. But it's extremely squelchy and haggy. Yes, and it's called the rounded hill, and it is rounded. It's very, very featureless up until you get to 917 the meters at the edge of the ridge, the top there. And then you've got bits of crags, and you can see the real summit, and you've got a bit of a feature really. The best bit about the hill though is the view across to Stuchd Lochain, because it's kind of leaving you in awe and anticipation of what's to come, because that looks an absolutely fabulous angular mountain. So you retrace your steps once you're at the top, back through all the peat hags and squelch, and effectively you start again from the car park. You follow a little bit of a road round to the top of the dam, and then the path, it becomes very steep. It's equally wet and squelchy and boggy. It's funny because you probably, it's like you're walking in a burn. We've had an awful lot of rain. I would imagine in drier conditions it wouldn't be a burn, it'd just be very, very rocky. The climb starts at around about 300 and it's difficult. There's around about 350 metres of ascent, I'd say, up until the 888 metre spot height. So it's a fair climb, quite steep. But once you get to the 880 metres, it's quite undulating shoulder. You got to drop and climb and drop and climb before you get to the top. But what a top! What a view! The top, the view down to the little Lochain. It's just fabulous. You can look across at Meall Buidhe. Very, very angular hill. It's everything Meall Buidhe wasn't. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Got away with the weather. In and out of rain, bits of hail at times. Very, very windy at times. And then we had times where we were out of the wind and there were no cloud, and it was fabulous. So the day was 11.5 miles. It took me 6.5 hours, and there is 3,918 feet of ascent.